Hello everyone, welcome. I'm Maxime from the French Embassy. Welcome to you. We'll just wait a couple of minutes before starting with a small introduction like usual, and then we'll have one special guest to talk about executive education and MBA, executive MBA. It will be Mr. Dr. Arnaud Lacheret, who is director of the French Arabian Business School, hosted here in Bahrain, and was the head of the, of course, Executive MBA they offer in partnership with ESSEC Business Schools. So welcome to all. We'll just wait a couple of minutes to let people join us, and then we'll talk about MBA, doing an MBA in France or in Bahrain. So don't be afraid to ask questions. Hello guys. Do you hear me well? Is it clear? I guess so. Welcome to you. Just wait maybe 1 or 2 more minutes before starting to talk about MBAs. Hello Weshdan, it's good to see you. Bonjour Ayat. Hello guys. Hello Sophie. Okay, we have more people. Maybe I will start the introduction. Thank you, Abdullah. So we are here today to talk about executive education and MBA. So we'll have one guest. Will come in a few minutes, but I will make just a quick introduction to show you why this topic is related to studies in France. Indeed, in France, we developed a couple of years back, we developed a real know-how in the fact that we offer we were the first country to offer ongoing executive education to train executives, people who did their studies before in different fields, and we are in the positions of management and need to get training to handle human resources, management, finance, and different range of topics. So this know-how is recognized, worldwide recognized, especially by the Financial Times ranking. So our guest will develop more about that because he's a specialist, let's say. So that's the first thing. So I will invite him right now, and I'm sure he will have a lot to tell us about. Just 1 second.
Hello. How
Bonjour.
are you?
Hello, Dr. Arnaud. Thank you for joining me for this live, which is now a kind of weekly rendezvous followed by thousands of people. I'm kidding, but
it's an honor to be part of your show. Really, in fact, you are the real star of this weekly show, and I'm so impressed. Really.
It's an honor to have you today. So as I said, I did a very quick introduction, not because I didn't want to talk about our topic today, but because you are the specialist. So I wanted to let the floor to your word, which is more trustable than mine, more probably. So I would let you introduce yourself just quickly to show our public who you are and from which curriculum, let's say, you talk, and then I will ask you a couple of questions to develop more about our topic today, which is executive education and MBA. please.
Okay, thanks, Maxime. Really. So my name is Dr. Arnaud Lacheret. I am from France, 42 years old, and 3 years ago I have been appointed by the French Ministry of Foreign Affairs and by the Arabian Gulf University to become the head of the French Arabian Business School. In fact, it's a joint venture, let's say this, between ESSEC Business School, world-ranked ESSEC Business School, and the regional university, Arabian Gulf University. Prior to this, I hold a PhD in public management, political science, in fact, and I am a specialist in cultural studies and public management, basically. To be quick, and formerly I used to be a professor in a few colleges in France and dean of several colleges and programs as well. So I'm not a big specialist in business education, but in ongoing and executive education. You are completely true when you say that France is an early maker in the field of ongoing education. Because when you finish your studies, you can have a baccalaureate, high school degree, high school diploma, or maybe a bachelor or something like this. So you begin your career, you raise up the scale, and at the moment you feel that there is a glass ceiling. There is a glass ceiling. You cannot go on the next level, and to go on the next level, France and the Western world, of course, have created what we call ongoing education or executive education. Yes, it's a buzzword, of course, to enhance your capabilities in technical domains. You can find ongoing education in engineering, in specialties like laws. For example, we have had some Bahraini members of Bahrain Defense Force who studied law in Lyon, France, as part of ongoing education while he was on career, but his employer sent him to France to progress and to improve his level in a certain thing. At the moment, currently, I am the head of MBA program. So the MBA comes, of course, Master of Business Administration. That sounds not really French, of course. So it comes from the US, and it has been designed exactly on the same purpose. It means that you are part of, you are HR manager, or you are HR officer, finance officer, etc., etc. You have a certain experience. You are holding a bachelor, maybe a specialized Master of Science or something like this, specialized in one field, and you want to go to the next level. And if you want to go to the next level, you have to know all the different things, all the different comments of a company, meaning finance, HR, accounting, IT management, sales, marketing, etc., etc. If one day you want to become the CEO of your company, if you know nothing about finance or if you know nothing about marketing, you will not be a good CEO. And if you want even not to be a CEO, but to be a C-suite manager, it could be a CFO, a CIO, etc. Without knowing anything on the different departments you are in charge on, or different departments that compose your company, it will be impossible to be successful. And in fact, in the public sector, it's exactly the same thing. But I guess we are going to
indeed. But, it was very clear. Not a short introduction, but a good one and very relevant. So thank you for that. I will ask you now one question more about the Gulf region, because what are the stakes around ongoing and executive education here, and why it's particularly relevant to be interesting in a program, Executive MBA, for example, to get upgraded in your work environment?
Well, I'm going to reply to you by some buzzwords, of course. The Gulf region is at a crossroads at the moment of its history, of course. It's the beginning of the preparation of the post-oil area. Everybody knows this. And many governments of the Gulf region have prepared some plans, some strategic plans for the few incoming decades. They have nearly almost all the same name, Vision 2030. It exists in Kuwait, it exists in Saudi, of course, in the GCC, in Bahrain, and in all the GCC countries. So it means that the rulers of our countries, of those countries, have decided to transform deeply the structure of their society and of their economics. It's visionary to do this, of course, but to do this, you have to train some workforce and some local workforce. We have entered into a process of nationalization of jobs. It means that we are talking about Bahrainization, Saudization, etc., etc. But if you want to replace your foreign workers, your expats, by some locals, the locals have to be trained enough. And most of times it was the case, but it was not very complete. That's why higher education and executive education is deeply and highly encouraged by all the governments of the GCC and by the GCC Council itself. It means that we are encouraged. I know this because I'm head of a big executive education program. We are really encouraged to recruit some middle career manager. For example, in my program, but it's the same in all kinds of programs, the average age of my students is 35, 36 years old. It means that, okay, they have experience, they have work experience, sometimes 10, sometimes 20 years of work experience. My elder student is 53 years old. He's a Saudi from Jeddah, a medical doctor. I hope he's listening to me. Oh no, there is only 13 people listening to us. Oh, it's a shame. It's a pity because it's because of me. It's me. It's not you. Yes. So yes, it's a real need. It's a real need of the governments of the GCC, whether we are talking about the public sector or the private sector. It is the same global need to enhance and to improve the level of the nationals by providing executive education.
And how do you see that in terms of global policy and governmental policy? Do you see a really dynamism around that, around these governmental plans and political speech to encourage citizens to train themselves? Or do you see something going on here in the Gulf countries?
Yeah, sure. Just have to listen to what the crown prince of Saudi Arabia, Mohammed bin Salman, maybe 50% of his speeches is about this. Is about the youth, the young people of Saudi. They have to improve themselves. They have to replace, and they have to raise up the social scale, to raise up the economic scale, etc. By training, by putting efforts, etc. Crown Prince of Bahrain, Salman, says exactly the same thing. In fact, they insist a lot. They have created some structures to help, not to pay the fees, but sometimes to pay the fees. For example, Tamkin in Bahrain, very well known for this, but only for technical education, not for graduate for graduate programs. But it works well, and many companies now have created some talent programs, meaning that they give some money to their most promising employees. The main example in Bahrain is Alba. Now they have trained in my program. Just in my program, it means that they have they send their employees to other programs. But now 70 employees of Alba, including the CEO himself. Hello, Ali, if you are listening to me, including the CEO himself, have been trained by my business school. It means that it works. And the companies, the state-owned companies or the private companies now are more and more aware of this because of all the policy of quotas, of encouragement to replace expat by locals. So they have to raise up and to go to the next level.
Okay, so it means like the companies invest a lot into this kind of training.
Not all of them, of course, but You know what it is? It's my job to convince them.
Okay, so they do, I guess. So you are the director of the French Arabian Business School, which offers the MBA hosted at the Arabian Gulf University here in Bahrain. So it's a quite successful story. But before getting to the point of this MBA, maybe could you have one word about the French know-how in that field through the ranking, and especially the financial ranking? Because I think we had last week we had the release of the 2020 Financial Times ranking, which is very good and
sure.
very good success into the executive education in general.
Yes, basically it's simple, but if you look at the world ranking regarding business schools in the world, look ahead and you will see the French ones. Most of times we are not very good. French institutions are not very good at ranking, at competition, but for business education we are quite good, and for business education in executive education we are the best, simply. Last week, you're right. I have memories of this. Maybe yes. For example, in my category, which is customized executive education, because my MBA has been designed in cooperation with ESSEC Business School. So it is an MBA partly taught by ESSEC and by the Arabian Gulf University. And in this category, HEC, our colleagues and competitors in Paris, are number 2. We are number 3 in the world. INSEAD, Paris Fontainebleau, in fact, is number 5. But you can find EM Lyon. You can find, I guess, in this ranking, among the 50 better, the 50 best business schools, you can find 10 French business schools,
which is very impressive.
And 3 among the 5 best. So it means something. It means that we have this know-how. We know how to do it, and especially my business school. Sorry to come back to the point, but ESSEC Business School is quite impressive in this, because in the overall ranking, of the Financial Times, it's not a French journal. It's not a French newspaper. So I can be very honest with this. I have absolutely no influence on this. I just fill the yearly survey. That's all what I am doing. I don't know them. In fact, just send me mails. I have to reply to them. And in the global ranking, ESSEC is at the 5th position. So if you mix open and customized, open it means that it's a program dedicated to everyone. If you are a manager, you want to do an executive MBA, you can apply and it's okay. Customized, it's when the program has been designed to fulfill the needs of a client, of a customer, and Arabian Gulf University is the customer of ESSEC. So we have drafted and we have created jointly this program, and now it is embedded, it is a department, in fact, of the Arabian Gulf University. It's a tiny program because the Arabian Gulf University, maybe you know it, but it's very well known for its College of Medicine, one of the best College of Medical Studies of the Gulf. We have College of Graduate Studies and this French Arabian Business School. We try to manage it with Janat. I hope you are watching the video, Janat. Oh no, just 30.
So, Doctor, if I may interrupt you, can you tell us more about your program, because you can also reply to all your questions you could have. So please ask questions. What about admissions requirements? What about the cost? What about the length of the program, the content? So tell us more about,
of course,
the program in general, and the schedule as well of the courses. How I as a Gulf executive can I go into your program?
Yeah. In fact, yes. If you want to join the third executive MBA in the world in this category, if you want one day to have this degree, you see, with ESSEC Business School and Arabian Gulf University, hide. You forgot your degree. You have to pass through my office. Okay. So if you want one day to get this, It's not very difficult. The intake is in November, so you have time to apply, to fill to fill the form. Just have to download the form on the HU website. It's not very difficult to find. You Google it, Arabian Gulf University. Not very difficult. So you have to have 3 years of work experience. It's the most important. A bachelor degree. Logically, the minimum GPA is 3 out of 4. We can go below depending on the experience and on the motivation of the candidate. It depends, in fact, and significant and relevant level in English. Logically, you have to pass the IELTS test, but more or less, if you can pass the enrollment interview, it means that you have the required level. Because our professors are mostly French and Europeans. We have 1 German. We have 2 Serbians. We have many French faculty members of ESSEC Business School.
So it's French language.
Sorry.
So it's in English. So it's in English. So you need to have a sufficient proficiency. Follow your program.
You have to be able to write and understand properly English language. But really, in Bahrain, the average level of English is quite good, so there is no big issue. In Saudi as well. So if you feel it, it's not that difficult. I hope the French embassy will let my contact and my contact number. If some of you want to. So just one thing. It is in fact all the lectures are planned, of course, during the weekends. So it means that you can keep your position, your work position, even if you are Saudi or Kuwaiti. It's important to be precise on this. And the lectures start on Thursday at 3 p.m. So just to negotiate a little leave with your employer, but it's not that difficult. And then Friday and Saturday are dedicated to classes. Every weekend. 2 weekends a month, I have 1 professor coming, especially from Paris or from another city or from another country, to lecture the participants. And it lasts 18 months. It means the week is in November and the graduation is in June, 2 years after. So it means that the intake will be in November 2020, and the final defense and the thesis defense will be planned in June 2022. I think you get it, but at the end, really, I get to insist on this. In Bahrain, here in Salmania, you can get the 3rd degree, the 3rd MBA degree in the world. I can say it. Okay, it's easy, but just check it on the website of the Financial Times. It's quite impressive.
Indeed, and the Financial Times is known, let's say, for his ranking in that field of management studies. And
for business education, it's the most relevant one. It means that yes, in some other areas, ESSEC is not that good ranking, not that good rank, but hey, it's not mine. So
yeah, indeed. Can you tell us more about your professors? Because I think that's also a very interesting part to develop. Are they professionals, scholars? So tell us more about that.
Okay, I'm going to talk about the professors, but I forgot to talk about my main asset. My main asset are my students because, for example, just this year, it's balanced. Half of my students are now Saudi. The 45% are from Bahrain and 5% are from Kuwait. It means that they are coming from very, very, very diverse companies and administration. For example, we have an historic partnership with Alba, Aluminium of Bahrain. So all their executives have been graduated from this business school. But now we have 7 students, managers from Aramco, Saudi. We have 5 medical doctors, for example, just wanted to be the CEO of their hospital or their private clinics. So they decided to enroll. And yeah, for example, I have an anesthetist from Jeddah. He is among my students. We have some civil servants, some bankers working in the financial sector. We have some real estate professionals. So it's very various, and the level is now higher than ever. It means that, for example, I have 2 HR managers of Saudi groups of more than 10,000 employees. It means that during the week they are managing 10,000 guys, and during the weekends they take lectures from my business school. Let's talk about let's talk about the professors. Yeah, at least 10 of them are among the best in their fields in the world. It means that if they disappear, I don't know how to replace them. It's not a matter of money, you know. For example, in financial accounting, it's the number 2 of ESSEC. Number 2 of ESSEC business schools comes twice a year just to lecture us.
Just, sorry for interrupting, but
yeah.
The format one of ESSEC is now minister in France. Let's mention that to see what are these kind of positions lead you to. So
yeah,
maybe Mr.
You're right.
will be.
But yes, in such courses as leadership, entrepreneurship, HR management. I have a lecture called "Managing People" by a German guy who comes especially from Panama. It's yes, it's really impressive. It means that to have these professors, first they are very well compensated to come here, but yeah, there is value for money for sure. And the last big strength of this program, it's that we are not that expensive. Just compare, for example, our competitors, London Business School, have a campus in Dubai. Our London Business School, in the ranking, I am number 3. They are number 10, but I consider that they are equal to us. You know, yes. I am a French guy, so I'm always very kind with English people. No, more seriously, their tuition fees are 3 times higher than ours. It means something.
Yeah. And it's in
it means that Arabian,
the same duration to go there.
Exactly.
And
at the end, this is the real degree. This is Master of Business Administration. This is not a fake one.
And with higher values than there.
Yeah.
So okay, and because so. 18 months.
Yeah.
You have a lot of executive. We said we mentioned engineers, human resource managers, CEO, CFO, etc. even doctors, you told us, who can manage, then become CEO of their hospitals. So it's very diverse. So what are the teaching methods? So you work in groups, it's practice cases. How do you deal with that?
Yeah, most of the time, yeah, you're right.
2 days and a half of courses, I think.
Yeah, most of times, yes. The one class lasts two and a half days, let's say like this. And most of times, the students, it's the first thing they say to me after the first class. It's, wow, it's not what I expected. Of course, it's not what you expected, because this is not a super bachelor. I mean that most of MBAs, even in the Western world, are super bachelor with academic lectures, with lecturers that no. The main experience, in fact, is the way to exchange, to have a real discussion, to have a real exchange with the professors and among yourselves. Of course, I will tell you that we have case studies, we have role-playing games, we have a lot of things, but in fact, it's not the purpose. It's not this one. It's an experience to live for real. And please, I know that after this video, I will have some calls, I will have extra. Don't come from the grade. Really, I know that the grade is very important in this region, but come for the experience. Most of my alumni, most of my students, they come to improve their skills. The grade comes second. Really, I insist on this. You will meet people you will have never the opportunity to meet in another context. Really, the guy who teach, for example, entrepreneurship, he holds an MBA from Harvard, he holds a PhD from ESSEC Business School, he worked with Mark Zuckerberg in the Silicon Valley. Really, he's a rock star. He's my rock star. He's a little bit tough, but he's a rock star. Just by listening to him, you say, okay, I took something from this lecture. So and this is really the spirit you have to have together. And as well, of course, you will have 1 week in Paris and 1 week in Singapore, visiting the 2 campuses of ESSEC to have lectures face to face with resident professors in ESSEC Business School Paris and ESSEC Business School Singapore. And this is the opportunity as well to discover companies, to discover institutions. Last year, we visited the French Parliament with the MP. We had a special conference regarding this. So, you know, we have a lot of things to visit, a lot of things to see. Those trips, those what we call the residencies, are really life experiences. It's here to enhance your life skills. Not your soft skills, not art skills, etc., but your life skills. When you are plunged into the Singaporean arena, yes, let's say like this. If you are a Saudi, if you are a Kuwaiti, a Bahraini, it's not exactly, it's not your natural landscape. It's not your natural area. So you have to cope with this. You have to deal with this, and you are mixed with the local students. That's the most important during those 2 residencies, and it means something. It is quite an experience. So the first thing, and I trust what I say, it's to live this experience. Let you impregnate by this experience, and then maybe you will graduate by being a better person and a better manager.
Indeed, and when you have this intercultural experience, which is very good to mention, these excellent professors, that's the elite, and that's the elite which can lead you to a better career path, progress into your company, and going to senior management positions. So that's important to mention. That's not just fees to pay, that's an investment on your future. And that's what means executive education. And what else could we talk about, Arnaud? Do you have any dédicace, like we say in France?
No. But I know that some of my students are watching me.
I saw some comments of them where they advise to join this program. They appreciate a lot the director of the program. So that's good feedback.
The only thing that I want to tell you and to our future students is really the period is not that simple, and really I miss you. I miss you a lot, and I really
talk about that.
To meeting you again.
Talk about that. So, how do you deal with this current situation? How do you manage the current courses? Do you do online?
So I get to, yes, you're right. I get to hail the president of the Arabian Gulf University, Dr. Khalid Abdul Hamid Al-Hali, because really he has handled the situation immediately and decided to switch, including the College of Medicine, to switch everything online. So it means that we have had, it has been smooth, in fact, without any difficulty. When I talk to my colleagues of other colleges, say, oh, it was difficult, it was challenging. In fact, not that difficult. The classes went quite good. And in fact, the professor of ESSEC, they know how to deal with online education. They are used to this. So it's not that difficult, and we are flexible. In fact, we are a small team. We are like a family. So I know everything. Not I don't know. I know. I cannot say that I know everything about my students, but I know them very well. So I know when they encounter issue, I can be flexible. I have some really good relation with the university. So it's always possible to deal. It's always possible to find a trade-off, an agreement, and really. I miss you, really.
Yeah, I think you're in contact with them through a WhatsApp group. It's very smooth.
Yeah, of course. It's not the same, you know.
You are a very close director to your students, so I think you can be trusted on that point and on all the others, of course.
Sure.
So, thank you very much, Arnaud.
You're welcome.
Anything to mention? That's your time. That's your moment, man. and what else could I say? That showcases how the French higher education offers in terms of excellence, in terms of know-how. In particular with executive education, and your executive MBA showcases that fact with this third position in the world in terms of customized executive MBA granted by the Financial Times. It was last week, so it's not a record from 10 years ago. It's a real one, and from now. So guys, if you have any questions, please go ahead. If you want to contact Arnaud, please direct message me. But his contact detail on the bio of the post on Instagram. But you can direct message me without any issue. I will be here to reply to you and share this news with your world, your colleagues. This executive MBA exists here in Bahrain and is one of the best in the world. Thank you very much, Arnaud. Merci beaucoup.
You're all right.
And we'll see you soon, inshallah.